Hello, my name's David Seaman, and this is the Three Lions Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Three Lions Podcast. My name's Russell Osborne, and this is an independent England football supporters podcast. I hope you're keeping well. I know this episode comes between the Wales and Latvia preview and review episode. There's a reason for this, which I'll get onto in a moment. But just touching on that Wales game at Wembley, a 3-0 win, a game with a fair few talking points that have since arisen. England's opening 20-minute masterclass. The absence of Jude Bellingham. Was he missed? The Welsh fans. The England fans. The atmosphere, Thomas Tuchel's remarks on it. I'm hoping to cover all that and more in the review episode, and of course that will follow the Latvia game. But if you are out in Riga or on your way, I wish you a safe journey. And then there were the results in Group K on Saturday night. Latvia drew 2-2 with Andorra. They were Andorra's first points on the board, and indeed their first goals. They took the lead, then went 2-1 down either side of half-time before Ian Oliveira getting an equaliser. Yep, Ian. If you know, you know. The other game in the group saw Albania travel to Serbia, who came away with all 3 points through a 1-0 win. So it means that going into our game with Latvia, we still retain top spot with 15 points, but it's now Albania who are second with 11 and Serbia with 7. But it's worth pointing out that Albania have played 6 of their 8 games, whilst ourselves and Serbia have still only played 5. But because of the nature of that result, if we beat Latvia at their place, then our place at next year's World Cup is guaranteed. And speaking of guaranteed places, since that preview episode, both Egypt and Algeria have both claimed their spot from the African Confederation, CAF. But back to this episode. The reason I wanted to get it out before the review episode was because of the dates of the games coming up, which will become apparent with the interview that I've got. You may remember previously I've covered walking football. I spoke with Stuart Langworthy a while back, and he mentioned about the upcoming World Nations Cup. Well, I caught up with him once again recently, and he's told us a little more about it and what the sides have been up to since. Now I'm delighted to welcome back to the Three Lions Podcast, friend of the show and manager of the England Walking Football Team, Organisation, Association, Stuart Langworthy. Hello, Stuart.
Yeah, hi there, Russ. How are you doing? Good to be back.
Always welcome back. Always enjoy chatting walking football. I know there's plenty of people who are interested and have found out about the game through listening on the podcast. So it's always great to speak, catch up, and I think the last time we spoke was back in June, episode 361, for those that want to maybe recap on that. Where are we now? What's happened in what are we now, October? 4 months, in those 4 months.
Well, walking football just continues. There's no season really with walking football. I better get the title right to start with. So I'm the manager of England over 60s,
Of course,
walking football, but I'm also a director of the Walking Football Association. So my title is grassroots, but that involves looking after the referees, and I do a lot with impairment walking football as well. So in the last few months, we've been very busy setting up more and more walking football sessions for people living with long-term health conditions such as Parkinson's and things like that, which has been a huge growth area for walking football. I think we've now set up over 100 sessions across England. And last week I was out in Ireland, in Dublin, helping them to get that set up over there as well. So that's been a massive and a humbling and very rewarding angle of which walking football is going. In terms of England, 2 weeks ago I was in Brazil. That was a bit bonkers, to be honest. We had a week out there in Sao Paulo. Not the nicest of cities, I have to say. Very busy. The people are fantastic, and we had a great time out there. It was a real honour to be asked to go out there and help them to develop the game. We played a couple of internationals.
Okay, well, I know obviously Brazil. We all know of Brazil being a football mad country, obviously in the mainstream game. But walking football, are they on board with that?
Well, they are. But it's like the game is very different in every country you go to. So in Brazil, the companies that are based in Brazil by law have to give some of their profits each year to community projects. So Walking Football Brazil was set up many years ago now, actually, and is growing and growing. They're based in 40 odd cities across Brazil, working in partnership with lots of universities, but very much on the inclusion angle. So which is admirable, because that's why Walking Football was set up in the first place, to get people included, to get them up off the sofa and to get them active, at an older age group.
Yes.
But they're very interested in the competitive angle. And that's why they invited us out, over 60s men, over 60s women, to help them understand and develop the competitive side of the game, whilst not losing the inclusive part of the game that they've built up so well. And you're right, every footballer's dream to go and play in Brazil, isn't it?
Yeah.
And to beat them, which we did.
Oh, that's one of my questions was going to be, did you win?
Yeah, we played 2 games. They were very much training games, because they were experimenting with things, and so we only took a very small squad out. But yeah, it was good. We won the first game 5-0. We won the second game 8-1. And the women didn't really play matches because the women's players out in Brazil were so they haven't been allowed to play sport up until the last couple of years. So whereas some of our women have played football from a younger age, even if it's just down the park with their mates, in Brazil, the women haven't played football, so they're learning the game. So that was very much a different kind of experience for the women's team than it was for the men's team. We played 2 pretty competitive matches, to be fair. So, but what a great experience, to go to Brazil and sample their culture and their friendship, and it was wonderful.
Absolutely lovely. And any more trips out there, do you think?
Yeah, I think they want us back next year. They want their revenge. They're talking about sending a delegation over here to find out what we do in the way of leagues and competitions over here. Unfortunately, they couldn't raise the funds to come to the World Cup. That was one of the ideas of us going there, was to help raise the profile so that they could raise some more funding to come to the World Cup. But unfortunately, that didn't happen this time. We sparked a bit of interest from Argentina as well. So I think we're going to be invited out there next year as well. So
lovely.
The game keeps growing and growing. We've had recent interest now from Germany. Germany play a different kind of game over there. It's there are different sort of hybrid versions of the game that have developed, and they play a different version, but they want to come and join in with the way that we play walking football, as do Norway have been in touch. So we're looking to help them to develop the game as well. So the game continues to grow globally. which is fantastic.
Marvellous. Well, you mentioned the World Cup. That is coming very soon, isn't it? And you're involved in 6 different age groups.
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's coming up again. Walking Football Spain have done a fantastic job in helping the game to grow and encouraging 4 different age groups to set up, which is good news. So the week beginning the 20th, we have the men's 50s, men's 70s, and women's 40s. And then the following week, we have the men's 60s, women's 50s, and women's 60s. So a big old event, and more countries than before. And of course, over more age groups as well. It's a big old event to organise.
So how many teams or countries, nations, I mean, I guess it's how many nations are involved? And then from that, how many teams are potentially involved at various age groups? There must be a lot of people there, an organisation that's required.
Yeah, we had well over 50 nations that expressed an interest. But when it comes down to it, some of them couldn't get visas to come out of their country. So countries like Morocco and Egypt had to pull out because they couldn't get visas. Some countries struggled to raise the funds because walking football is essentially not governed by the FA in many countries. It's governed and run by independent organisations. So yeah, some countries struggled, but certainly at over 60s, I think we've got the same number of teams last time, which is 14. At over 50s, there are more. I think there's 18 teams. At over 70s, I think there's 8. And then I think in the women's 3 age groups, there's 6 or 7 teams in each of the age groups. So I couldn't do my quick mental maths, but you're talking over 30 teams in total, I would say.
Wow. Now
probably more than that, actually. Probably more like 40 or 50 teams.
It's been held in Spain, in Torrevieja.
Yeah.
Have you had to go out there? And because obviously it's not just a case of going in for a day and coming out. Obviously it involves hotels. And as any major sporting team, we know from the men's senior team, the women's senior team, when they go to a big tournament, they have their own base and hotel. And I've no doubt it's exactly the same for you. You'd had to organise.
Yeah, it's similar. I mean, we are all everyone at the WFA is a volunteer. All the players are self-funding, unless, of course, we can raise some money through sponsorship. And my team has done pretty well, going out to family, friends, and other colleagues and things. And we've managed to raise quite a bit of sponsorship. So yes, we are all going to be staying in the same hotel. But because we're not professionals, people, you're talking a lot of retired people. So some people might come out and use it as part of a holiday and have an extended break. So when we're together for that week, we're very much together and we'll train. So we've got a training session booked on the Monday. The games start on the Tuesday. And then there's a big gala dinner at the end of it all, when all the presentations will be made and awards given out and things like that on the Friday night. So, it's a big organisation. Like I say, Walking Football Spain are organising it, and they've had to sort of find and source hotels for us all to stay at, and transport has been a headache for them because Torrevieja is about 35 minutes away from Alicante Airport. So it's a big logistical organisation to get your head around. And we've got teams coming from Australia, Hong Kong, Singapore, out that way. We've got Canada coming. We've got a couple of African teams coming. So it certainly is very much a world nations cup. There's it's not just all European teams, it's countries from around the world.
Yeah, and as you say, I'm sure some people or some countries, they do have issues with visas, which is unfortunate. That probably all the effort they've gone to to organise themselves to participate and to be sort of thwarted by visa issues.
Yeah, I know it's very frustrating for some of these countries. I mean, Egypt were able to come to the last one, but haven't been able to sort it for this one. Say Morocco, it's happened a couple of times to Morocco, but yeah. So it's a shame when these countries can't come in once they've done all the preparation for it. Say Brazil was still hoping to come up until 2 or 3 weeks ago, but unfortunately had to pull the plug. So.
Yeah.
But for those who are going, it'll be a fantastic tournament. It'll be great to see. There's lots of countries that we've played before. The game is growing. The strength of other countries is growing. So it'll be very, very competitive, I'm sure.
And I think I'm right in saying there's a trophy to retain, isn't there?
Well, yes, at the last World Cup, it was only two age groups. It was England over 50s and England over 60s that became world champions. So a great honour to become the champion of the world in the sport that you're involved with. So even more of a challenge this year to retain it for the 50s and 60s because we set the standard, I suppose, and everyone's out to beat us.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want it any other way.
No, absolutely, and we've got a number of the players who were in the squad last time, but we've also got we freshened it up a little bit, and we've got a number of new players this time. So it'll take a very good team to beat us. So put it that way, it'll take a very good team to beat us.
Is the tournament available to watch anywhere? Like, is any going to be on YouTube or something? Are you aware?
Yeah, I think it's going to be live streamed. I think that they have got 3 pitches on the go, but the live streaming will probably only be from one pitch.
Yeah,
but they've arranged all the schedules so that all the teams will be on that one pitch at some point during the competition.
I see. Yeah.
So yes, I'm sure it will be. I don't have those details to hand, but I can certainly find those out and let you know, and you can publicise those. That would be great.
Yeah, no, well, more than happy to do that. For those people, I know we say this sort of every time, but I think it's well worth reminding people. For anyone that likes the idea of walking football, how can they get involved?
Well, if you go on to the Walking Football Association website, there is a Find a Club section, and that will take you to clubs in your area. And we've also got a separate database for the women's teams because the women's game is growing incredibly quickly, and we're very fortunate to have AXA as a partner with that, and they're supporting what we're doing with women's walking football, which is brilliant. We actually, some of our women went up on the pitch at Anfield fairly recently.
Okay.
And one of the things we've been doing is we've got an England kicking cancer team, and AXA have got behind the women's England kicking cancer team, which has been brilliant. We've recently had trials for an England women's Parkinson's team as well. So that side of things is growing very, very quickly. But yeah, if people want to get involved in grassroots, because we've all got to remember that the vast majority of people who play walking football do so just for the fun, friendship and fitness elements. Yeah, in most towns now there are clubs. There are several clubs, and the number of sessions for people living with long-term health conditions is also growing. And what I love about the sport is how inclusive it is, because the fact that you can't run, the fact that it's non-contact is a great leveler. So you'll often in club sessions find 50-year-olds playing on the same pitch as 70-year-olds or people living with health concerns. So yeah, it's a really inclusive, really fun game. And everyone who plays it will tell you it's not just about the physical fitness, it's the mental fitness as well. It's the belonging to a group and the banter you have on the pitch and off the pitch.
Yeah,
it's that's what it's all about. Come and get involved.
Well, always great to speak to you, Stuart. So if you're interested, go check out those links there. I wish you all the very best of luck to you and your teams heading over to Spain. I hope the weather's good for you. I hope you can come back with some silverware, not just some silverware as well, some more relations built.
Well, absolutely. All of those things. I mean, we're hoping that it's not going to be too hot, hoping the temperature will be around about the 20s, which would be ideal, and not raining. Yeah, we're hoping to bring it home. Obviously, we're favourites at probably, I would say, most of the age groups, if not all of the age groups. And how good would it be to get a clean sweep and to bring them all back? But like I say, everyone's out there to beat us, and it's not going to be easy this year. But it'd be good to touch base in November, and hopefully we'll have some stories of new friendships and new cups and new successes.
Look forward to it. Stuart, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks again for your support and helping us to raise the profile of this wonderful sport.
Thanks to Stuart there. We mentioned about watching the tournament and the games. Well, as he promised, he has let me know the details to pass on. It would appear that you can buy 2 weeks of tournament access for €10, which gives you 76 live games through YouTube. Now you need to search for this channel, the FIWFA. So put your little @ THEFIWFA. Then you'll be able to access the VEO channel, and you'll be able to have access for the Walking Football Tournament. More information, take a look at SpainWalkingFootball.com. As I mentioned, I wish Stuart and all his team and all his teams the best of luck, and hopefully we'll catch up with him again soon. Now, thanks as always for listening. It is always appreciated. Don't forget you can follow the show on social media. Just search Three Lions Podcast on the likes of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. And just give it a like, a follow, whatever you feel you want to do. And I'd also like to say a big thank you to all of you who voted for the show in the Best Podcast International section of the Football Content Awards. Now, the voting is now closed. It's in the hands of the judges, so we shall see what happens. But once again, thank you so much. Right, I'll leave it there. For those of you in Riga or heading to Riga, stay safe, enjoy the game. Don't forget the preview episode where I'm joined by Frank Marr from the Baltic Football Podcast. He's a resident of Riga. He gives us a guide around the city, gives you some tips and hints. So I'll be back with you fairly soon to take a proper look back at both the Wales and the Latvia game. And I hope you can join me for it. So until then, take care of yourselves. Cheers.